In this video, we will be printing this pattern in greater than or equal to 4 ways, basic to advanced, so as to increase the efficiency. Alright, here we have to print one single integer repeated 5 times in each row from 1 to 5. Okay, so fire up your favorite IDE and let's call it method 1. Alright, and first of all we will be using the most basic one, using 2 loops, one for the rows and one for the columns. Okay, and the range will go from 1 to 6, that is 1 less than 6, that the range will be going from 1 to 5, and we will be again starting a new loop here for j in range 1 to 6. The first loop will be recognizing the rows and the second loop will be for printing in the columns. Okay, now we have to just print it. What we want 1 to be repeated 5 times, so the inner loop will execute 5 times, and for each time we have to print 1 for the first row. So we will be putting I in the print statement because we want I to be repeated 5 times. I is gonna start from 1 repeated 5 times, then 2, and then 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we will be putting I here, then comma, and equals a space in single quotes. This will be printing I in each row 5 times, plus this and equals single quotes will be separating each of the columns by a space so that you can recognize the pattern. Okay, and now press enter, exit this loop, I mean the indentation level, and here you have to give a print statement because this and equals single quotes will be making all the I print in a single line. So to exit from the single line and go to the next line, we are typing a print statement here after the inner loop. And now if we execute this, here we have the required pattern. Alright, let me show you that what happens if we don't use this print statement here. Just mark it as a comment. Now you see it's getting into one single row. So to get rid of this, after executing this loop 1 repeated 5 times, we are printing a carriage return. Alright, now in the method 2 we are going to use one single loop, that is a while loop. Okay, so first of all take a variable I equals 1 as we want to start the printing from 1 to 5, and let the while loop execute until I is less than 6, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now you have to use a print statement here as we want a space between each columns. So what we will be doing is just convert this I into a string and then add a space in here, then multiply it with 5. Okay, in this statement I is an integer, it will be converted to the string first, then a space is added to it so that we have a space between each of the columns, and then it is multiplied by 5 because we want it to print 5 times. Okay, and now increment the value of I by 1 so that the loop doesn't get into the infinity, and now execute it, and here you can see the same pattern. And now in the method 3 we are going to get rid of this integer to str conversion. We don't want such kind of headaches for the conversion of integer to string and then multiplying by 5. Okay, so we will be reducing this statement, and to do that just copy it from here, the same I'm going to give you, and instead of using this we will be using string formatting. Okay, F, and in the single quotes you have to type the variable which you want to print. The variable should be in curly braces and give a space here. It will be automatically added after the printing of integer so that we have space between each columns. And if we execute this now, You can see the same pattern we have. So what does this string formatting means? The string formatting allows us to print the variables, list or whatever it is, the data types, in a more wonderful way with the formatting, okay? And if we have done this like just typing I here, then it wouldn't have worked. You can see right here, if we just remove the integer conversion, then here you can see the error. This is an string and this is an integer, so we cannot add a string and an integer. So this is the proper way of writing the code. And now we have reduced this string conversion by using formatting the string, okay? Here we have used 4 lines of code, so we haven't reduced the lines of code yet, and in the last method we are going to reduce it into 2 lines, just 2 lines, okay? So we will be using a for loop for that. For I in range 1 to 6, the range will go from 1 to 5. The last indices is not included here. And here we will be printing, we will be using the same code right here. And in the for loop we get rid of incrementing and starting value. So that's where we have just 2 lines of code, and if we execute this, you can see that same pattern we are getting. So we can conclude that we have printed this pattern using just 2 lines, from the most basic 4 lines to the more advanced 2 lines, just 2 lines. Please subscribe to support PyProTricks, and that's it for now.
Thank you for watching. Now it's time to discover more. Simply click on the screen to subscribe to our channel and watch another video to discover more.